Okay, the last case where we can use law of cosines is if we know all three sides of the triangle, and so what we're solving for this time is each of the three angles. So if I just go with the plain law of cosines, like it was given at the top there, then I would have to do a lot of manipulating every single time in order to find those angles. So what I think I want to do instead is I think I want to take this thing and go ahead and solve it with the variables, the variable values in there. So solve it for the angle because that's what I'm trying to find here. So I'm going to do like I did before when I had numbers in there. I'm going to switch the order of these two things first. So that would give me 2bc cosine A equals b squared plus c squared minus a squared. Then I would divide both sides by 2bc. So that would give me cosine A is equal to all of this stuff, b squared plus c squared minus a squared, all of it divided by 2bc. And then finally, I would take the inverse cosine. So that would give me inverse cosine of all of this lovely stuff. All right, so the relationship that we have in this one is that the angle that you're looking for matches the side that goes here. And in all the other places within the formula, you have to use the other two sides. So that's kind of how I think of it when I'm figuring it out. We'll do angle A first. So I would have inverse cosine. And then when I'm actually setting this up and I'm writing it out, I actually take side A and I put that one in first. So then in all these other positions, I'm going to have just B and C. One B on top, one C on top, one B on the bottom, one C on the bottom. So we'll say 19 there and 14 there, 19 there and 14 there. The order of the B and the C actually does not matter there because both addition and multiplication are commutative. So you can do them in any order and it still works. Okay, so now I have to type this whole thing in my calculator, and it requires kind of a lot of parentheses. You should definitely practice this while you can check and make sure that your answers are coming out correctly here. So you may want to pause the video for just a minute and go ahead and type it in the calculator and see if you get what I get. Okay, so that's what I got for A, angle A. So now I'm going to move on to angle B. And once again, I'm going to start with inverse cosine. I'll set up my big fraction here that I'm taking the inverse cosine of. And then I'm going to start with the minus sign and putting in B here at the end. So B is 19. So then I can fill in everything else since it's B that I'm looking for. That means my blanks are going to be filled in with A and C. So A is 8 and C is 14. And now I'm ready to put that one in my calculator. And once again, you may want to pause here and type all of that in and see if you can get the correct answer. I got 116.801 degrees. Okay, and then the final thing I need to find is angle C. And so for this one, normally if we were in class, I would have you use law of cosines again because it's good practice for you. But since we do have these inferior tools here, I'm just going to use 180 minus the sum of angle A and angle B. Oh, and I really should have approximately equal to there. So anyhow, I'll put that one in my calculator, and I got 41.124. Again, degrees. Okay, so if you wanted to, you could find C using law of cosines also, and make sure that you get the same value. If you do decide to use law of cosines for all three of them, then a good thing to do at the very end is then to add all three of your angles together and make sure that they do in fact equal 180 degrees. So if they don't, then something's wrong somewhere along the way. Alrighty, so answer the next couple of questions on the Google form, and then there's a little bit of extra practice there for you.